Alright, well, I'm on day 3 of my Uber Dude Brent adventures here. And, I got some complaints. Caw. So, essentially, if you don't accept every single trip they send you, you get docked points. And it keeps you from getting into like say for right now, I'm Uber Blue. Then they have Uber Silver, I think, and then Uber Gold, and then Uber Diamond. All right, I'm Uber Blue. I gotta do 300 trips to get to Silver or Gold, I think. I don't remember. And then I start getting a couple more feature things. You know, like I'll be able to see what route, where the route's taking me, kind of like shit that should be already involved with what I'm doing. You know, I'm taking random strangers in my car. All these features should be unlocked by default. That feature by itself, you know, I need to know where I'm going. You know, there's a lot of, when you take people, you have like maybe 5 seconds to choose whether you're going to take this person or not. And I don't feel like that's enough time, because half the time you're already driving when you get the request. So like you can't sit there and like stare at the screen and see where are we going, where am I going to end up. They purposefully put the price, what you're going to make, in big old bold letters right there in your face to show you, hey, this is what you'll make on this trip. Do you want it or not? And it's like, all right, well, you see 16 bucks when you've been running $5 to $6 all day. You're like, oh my God, that sounds great. Then you realize you're on the road for another hour for one fare. It's like, that's too fucking far. And then you end up, I ended up, my first day wasn't too bad, okay? I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and accept this and that, and first fare was 30 bucks. Absolutely insane. I think the total round trip for that whole thing was like 8 bucks. Or 8 miles. I made like 30-something dollars on that trip. And then it slowly started to dwindle from there. It's like my first trip ever would be awesome money. Like, this is what you could make, but first, we're gonna have to put you through the ringer. You know, you're gonna have to run whatever we send you and then go from there. So right now, my acceptance rate's at like a 67%. Probably more now. Once today is over, it'll calculate into my last 30-day period and it'll increase. But you gotta be at like 95 or 85% acceptance rate. This isn't cancellations. I haven't canceled any loads. But you need to do you need to have an 85% acceptance rate. Meaning, if they send you something, you take it. If you took 100, you'd have to accept 85 of those 100. You get what I'm saying? So with the percentages. So it's like, I've only done, you know, my first day, I think I had a 51% acceptance rate. Meaning I denied as many as I accepted. Because I didn't find it worth it to take somebody a freaking coffee for $2 and I'm going to be on the road for fucking 20 minutes. I'm going to get $2 and that's the expected tip. You know, nobody tips. I'll say that right now. Every now and then I'll get tips, but they've averaged around like $2 to $3. So, like, today I'm not expecting any tips. Just based on, I mean, I know I'm like profiling people, but based on the conversations we've had, and where I was picking them up from and taking them to, I imagine that they're like, they had to get somebody else to get the Uber for them, you know. So I'm not expecting, and I don't expect tips, but it is nice to get tips. You know, I think the area that I was in, that's what I was kind of asking for. You say you want to be near like a richer area, you know, because they'll be more inclined to give you tips and stuff. Well, not necessarily, because, you know, I live in a pretty nice area, and I want to stay around this area. And my first fare, I had to drive, you know, 14 miles away from where I was already at. Now, I could see on the map all these red splotches saying, yeah, extra $8 here, an extra $4 here, and I'm getting the regular shit. And that's because I've been denying loads. I've been denying fares, because I don't want to run for an hour and only get like $10 for the fare with the hope that they give me. No, I'm not doing that shit. So I don't think it's right that they're denying me Like they're putting me on a list, basically. You know, like if it's kind of the same thing as trucking. You start denying loads, you know, like Prime or Stevens or something. They kind of get you put on, like the algorithm. They start putting you on this list where it's like, all right, he's not going to accept everything, so just give him the fucking scraps. You know, that kind of shit. It's like basically you got to prove yourself if you want to make any kind of, if you want to get the good shit. You know, the Diamond members and stuff, they're getting all the good loads, paying real well, and they're short. But me, as the new guy, I'm out here hauling across the fucking city for nothing, you know, basically. So, I mean, I'll say in comparison, I would normally drive another hour or so, but I told my wife I was going to be home at 11 today. So, it's almost 11, and my last fare grabbed me and took me right up the road from my house, which was awesome because I spent basically, let's see, according to my van timer, because I reset my trips to see how many miles I drove for the day to kind of calculate how many cents per mile I'm getting, because they're saying I get a 55-cent per mile fuel surcharge, which doesn't really seem like it's on every trip at all. Every now and then it'll come on, and I think the adjustments show up and they're like, all right, well, overall with the miles you run today, based on the trips you've taken, you get 55 cents per mile as a fuel surcharge, which gets pushed off to the customer, the people that are wanting the rides, because we're taking them where they need to go. It makes sense, right? It's all full circle. But I feel like we don't really get full fuel surcharge, and I don't agree with that. If I'm paying to put fuel in this car or in a truck or any vehicle that I'm using to transport goods or people or services to another place, that fuel surcharge should be 100% to me. It shouldn't be, oh, you get a chunk of the change, I get majority of it. No, because you're not fucking giving me any money for the fuel, right? So it's like I don't agree with that at all. I hate when shit like that happens, but whatever. So basically, I think I made off with about $70 today. I shut down at 12 yesterday. I felt very drained. When I stopped, I ended up having to take a nap with my wife again, which I'll most likely do today. It's really nice to be able to take a nap. What says success like free on a Thursday afternoon at like noon? You eat some lunch with your loved one, and then you lay down and you take a nice little 2-hour nap with them, and then you wake up refreshed and ready to take on the rest of the day. Usually that's not how it happens. It's like, I don't want to fucking be up right now. I want to go back to sleep. I don't want to wake up, especially yesterday. I didn't feel well. I took some vitamin C and some vitamin D, and then I took that nap, and she let me sleep till about 3:30, 3:45. And then got up and went to Walmart to pick up a Walmart order. And then, yeah, I was done after that. So I didn't run anymore. I don't think I'm going to run anymore today either. I think 70 is great, good enough. I'm not worried about money at this particular moment. I'm a little nervous because another update for the truck still haven't been looked at yet. It still has not even been looked at. It's been there for 2 days and it has not been looked at yet. So I'm a little nervous about this because it's fucking Thursday already. Tomorrow's Friday. If it's not ready by tomorrow, like fixed and ready to go, then I'm missing out on a whole nother week. Even so, even if it is ready tomorrow, I still missed a whole week of running. So I'm not very happy about that. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna make enough unless I do this for the whole 12 hours it lets me do it. I'm not gonna make the money I need. And it takes, I found out yesterday, with 3 bars of fuel, it takes $40 at $2.92 a gallon to fill the van up. And I can run probably about a day or two. If I run half days, I could probably run a whole day on, I think I get like 250 to 300 miles on a tank of fuel. I think it's a 15-gallon tank. So, 40 bucks. I made 100 yesterday. I put 20 in the day before and made 130 that day. So I've spent 60 in fuel and I've made $230 so far. As far as yesterday, I just made another 60 today. So almost 300 bucks in 3 days, and that's running lightly. I wake up at 6, kind of take my time getting ready, then I hit the road, run around, picking people up, dropping them off, every now and then. I spent 20 minutes for $3 on a food order today. I don't know that I'll be doing that shit anymore. That's ridiculous. I like the idea of only having a, you know, they're usually short runs or whatever, but like there's just so many lights. I was in Baytown, Texas, majority of today, and there are just too many damn lights out there, and it took forever. Not to mention the app started fucking up, and the GPS signal was fucked up on it, and it even jacked up my Google Maps. So I had to restart my phone in the middle of an order, trying to go pick up something at IHOP to take it to another place that's basically was so far out of the way. I was like, yo, this fucking, no wonder they don't want to drive to the store to get their food. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that Uber, you have to kind of prove yourself. Like, I'm doing this for supplemental income. Like, I don't want to be penalized because you aren't giving me the option to stay around an area that I want to stay in. You're either do what we say, or we're going to penalize you, and you're going to just keep getting the shit orders. Basically not making me want to do this full time. If they would have like started me off with like, we're gonna give you what diamond status would give you for about half the day today. If you run from between these hours and these hours, you'll get diamond pay. Basically, you get extra money on fares, and you know, more rewards per like the quests that you get. Like, I got a quest right now. If I complete it by Friday, I'll get an extra $40. That's a tank of fuel, sure, but I got babies, and I want to be able to run when I want to run, that kind of shit. Now, if I really wanted to hustle, then I would be out really running. But what I'm doing right now is I'm running so that the money that we're spending while I'm home, not on my off time, because I'm supposed to be working right now, what we're spending is what I'm making here. So we're not dipping into the savings that I've had from the last 5 weeks that I ran in the truck. So something needs to fucking give. Like, I know that my company doesn't have any say or what or how fast this shit gets fixed, but something needs to give, because I need to get back on the road again, because we are not going to be able to pay our bills doing Uber. That's for damn sure. I could do what fucking Boogie did. What is this guy doing? He's over here checking all the water meters and shit? Okay. There's a guy that I used to watch on YouTube. Like, he's been on YouTube for 16 years, and I started watching him when YouTube first started, basically. And I took a lot of inspiration from him on what I wanted to do with my channel, which is basically just be me and just share interest in things like that. Well, he's been begging for money on YouTube because he's overweight, he's disabled, his back is broken, he said, but you know, he's begging for money on YouTube because he doesn't know how he's going to pay his rent, because he's basically, he invested in Bitcoin and fucking lost all his money. So now he's begging on YouTube, and he just got like $2 grand from his viewers. He's got 4.1 million subs, but he just doesn't know how to financially manage his money. If you look in the background where his main setup is, where he does most of his videos, you can see thousands of dollars worth of shit. He's always buying like magic cards and shit. I mean, that doesn't, I watched him before. I don't really watch them now. That's all the YouTube drama bullshit. And now I'm just trying to do my own thing and just keep y'all along with me. But I could have done that, right? My truck's broke down. I need your help. Basically, title my video, I need your help. But I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm doing what I can in a short amount of time. I signed up for Uber. I'm doing Uber. If I need money, I'm going to go earn it. I'm not going to sit here and beg y'all for fucking money. I don't have a Patreon. I think I shared my Cash App on one video, and I didn't even mention it. And that was when times were really tough. And I was like, maybe somebody could bail me out, but I'm not going to beg. I'm going to put it there if somebody's inclined. And nobody goes looking through that shit. So I don't ever put anything in the description anyways. So it's just me talking about shit here on the channel, and then I just go forward with it. So anyways, I'm out here hustling, trying to make some money. I'm about to go inside here and play with my babies, kiss my wife, enjoy the fact that I'm still home. That's something I do really enjoy. I love that I can come home whenever I want, and I'm here and they're there, and everything's working out great. And well, as far as being home and shit. But anyways, remember, just ladies, love it, hate it, fucking ready. Take care. I'll see you on another time.